because I kind of got into the thing, and remember I said, oh, I'll talk about it later. Now is that later? How can we differentiate between two people? Now, you might say face, structure, whatever, like looks, whatever. Let's say they're the same body.
Okay.
How do you differentiate between two minds?
Independent thoughts.
Thoughts is one way. Let me ask you another thing. What if these two individuals, and this is actually a big problem that of course I'm blanking on the spot. I'm forgetting the exact name of, but it's basically the question of, if you have the two of the same minds with the same memories, with the exact same memories. Now remember, every decision that you're making, every decision that you do make, that you will make, will somehow be inflicted by your past. Will somehow be, it'll go in a particular direction because of what you experienced in the past. So if I give you two brains with the same memories, with the same everything, well, the question is, which one is you? Well, again, the original argument is like, you take your brain, put it into someone else. Like, you make a copy of your brain and put it somewhere else, put it into someone else's body. That person has everything, all of your memories. Is that person you?
I think so.
You think so?
Yeah.
You think so?
I do think so. Because
That's it. I want to hear this.
Okay, so what if you cut your hand off and you cut someone else's hand off and you like sew it back onto your arm and you can use it? You know what I mean?
I know this argument.
Exactly.
Okay, continue the argument.
Okay, then you just keep replacing body parts and then
Until the question. Okay, now this is crazy, because that just depends on how you define you. Well, I guess my problem can also be kind of broken down to that. But in this particular situation that you were talking about, it depends on how you define you. So if you define you as the physical atoms in your body, well, then 8 years later, you're no longer you.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Because we literally make new atoms 7-8 years, something like that. We completely make new atoms. Right, so does that mean we're no longer us? No, we're still us, but so it kind of depends on you how you define you. So that it's the same question where it's man, I'm blanking on all these things. It's like a ship thing. Terrible thing to say, but it's like the name of the ship. The problem, it's a philosophical problem with a ship. I think you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
And the question is basically, if 1 year I buy a ship, I replace all of its parts. Like I replace its sail, I replace its thing, I replace all of it. Someone keeps all of the parts throughout. You have a new ship. Which one is your ship? Again, depends on how you define you.
How you define the ship.
How you define the ship, exactly. So in that case, I think that problem can be taken away with how you define the ship. But in the case of memories, let's ask this question. How do you define you?
How I define me?
Do you define yourself? That means, remember when you said, yes, I believe that person will be the same as me? That means, do you believe that the only characteristic for you and someone else to be the same person is your memories? Is what you said, basically.
No.
Okay, so then you do not believe that would be you. Now tell me why.
No, well, there's more than just that.
Okay, let me hear it.
Okay, so... okay. Well, this is a little bit... There's a Kurzgesagt video on this. It's called The Egg.
Oh, of course. Of course.
I believe in that because... It also agrees with the video game idea, by the way. It does. It 100% does.
No, the video game idea is an idea because it's a cool idea because it's like a simulation theory. It can't really be disproved. It's cool, but highly doubted. Occam's razor, man. Occam's razor. But that is such a convoluted argument.
How?
It's just insane.
No, it's not.
Like the fact that okay, but let's back it up. Forget about you and me. Think about that alien.
Exactly.
What does it mean for that alien to be conscious?
We can't ask those questions. We just can't.
But no, that's the whole point of philosophy.
No.
The whole point of philosophy is to discover and to ask the questions that no one will ask.
Listen. We can ask questions about consciousness, like human consciousness, and other things that are in this universe. And those can be, like, those questions can be answered
But
via...
then everything can be brought down to this stupid argument that,
Exactly.
it's just because aliens are controlling us.
I'm
Like,
not-
what the hell,
it's
man?
not aliens.
No, I know what you mean. I'm just saying the word aliens. You know what I
Okay,
mean.
Yeah, okay, but listen to
You know
this.
that I know what you
Listen to
mean, so
this.
I'm just going to use that word.
Just to give a quick breakdown of the Kurzgesagt video. Basically, when you die, you, like, spiritually, you have, like, this mentor. And this mentor is watching you. Essentially, it's like a parent. They're your parent, but spiritual parent. And when you die, you go back to, like, this land of where you're being raised. And the way you grow up is by living different human lives. And once you've experienced every single human life that there is and ever has had to be lived, if that's even how you say it, once you experience everybody's life from the beginning of time all the way to the end of time, then you become, like, the next generation of mentors that will mentor another person, another spirit that will then come in and live everybody's life. And this is, people's idea of God, quote unquote God, is like this parent that, it doesn't influence anything that happens while you're living the life. But when you come out of it, you come out with these experiences and perspectives and lessons that once you've gathered every single lesson that has ever been a thing, that's when you are, like, fully mature as a spirit, and then you become, boom, bigger spirit.